guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a lovely day today. So today's video is about our higher self guiding us to freedom. Now what I mean by that is we have our soul, our higher self and our body that is all one, and it's felt disconnected from each separate piece by the veils of illusion, etc. So now what's happening is, in this grand shake-up of things, it started to be able to realise that it is one. So the oneness is coming back. So we are being guided by our higher self in this moment in time. That is allowing our bodies and for us to get into the right place, right space at the right time. So we are connected, like so, with our higher self, with our soul as one. Now, the higher self's purpose is for us to fulfill all soul contracts. So everything that we've agreed within our soul, everything that we agreed before we came to earth, its job is to make sure that that fulfillment takes place. So you have your higher self and you also have guides, making sure that you are fulfilling what it is that you came on earth to do. Because as I said, we've forgotten. It's like we've had a whitewash of our memory system, which means that we cannot know past lives. So the higher self's job is to make sure that we fulfill our soul contracts and to make sure that we are having the best freedom life possible. Now, if you look at the Matrix, we couldn't be far from freedom if we tried. We are actually in a Matrix prison. We are told what to do, where to go, who to go with, when to go, what time to go to bed, what time to get up, what time. Everything is just like, oh my gosh, I just feel like just being told all the time what to do, and there is absolutely zero freedom. So this is what people are breaking away from. This is the mold that people are breaking down. They are saying no more of this, because the higher selves have now started to connect, knowing that they are one. So now they know that they are one. They know what their purpose is to do, and purpose is to bring about oneness, but with that bring about freedom. So this is where the spiritual awakening is coming in. This is one of the biggest reasons why people are going to wake up. So it's not to find out what people have been doing or how they've been living. It's to find out how you can live your best purpose of life, how you can be at your most highest frequency, and how you can enjoy life how it is. So when you look at the higher self is putting us on the exact correct path for us. So you may find difference in jobs, difference in partners, and the reason for that is the grand shake-up. So the light that's come in, the higher self that's doing the guiding, that is showing us that this is your correct path, and the correct path that you need to be on for your freedom. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at jobs where you can have as much freedom as possible. Obviously we do need to eat, and we do need to have roofs over our heads, so we are having some sort of control because we're trying to break free from that. And that's what people go up in the mountains and hide in the woods do. They're going to let their mind become free, because when their mind is trapped in a matrix, it is in full control. And when they decide that they're coming away from the control of the matrix, they then decide that what is it within the matrix decides that they're going to put on lower vibrational energy at a very pressured rate to the person that's trying to come away. And it's like, if you're told not to do something and you carry on doing it, you get punished for it. And that's what it feels by the matrix. It feels like once you start to try and break away from the matrix, you can feel punishment tactics coming in, whether that'll be a financial level, whether it'll be an emotional level, whether it'll be family level. No matter what it is, all them techniques start coming forward. But we have got to change, guys. There is no ifs or buts about it. The light coming in, that's forcing us to change. The Schumann resonance, the way that has been just going off the grid lately, that is forcing us to change. The DNA upgrades, the evolution, But also energy is not stagnant, so it has to evolve, and we were designed to accept change. And what we do as people is we don't like change. We don't like changing or doing anything different out of the norm, and that is what this grand shake up and shift is about. It's making us change, it's making us look within, making us try and find the creator within. Now our higher self is the one that is guiding us from that freedom, from that prison, breaking us away from the life that we've always known as being under control. So for us not to be controlled anymore, and for us to be free, we have to start creating a life that we want. And the higher self's job is to make sure we're at the right place, right time, right people, right things happening, and it's there to support us. Now we have got things like new moons. We've got you know, the month of March is like a massive month for planetary changes as well. So this isn't just what's within, it's the planetary changes, which is changes that have been happening that hadn't happened for like 40 odd years. So the changes and the aspects can come in, and karmic energies are coming to the end. So people who have been living the last 3 years since 2020 in like the major karmas, they're coming to the end of the cycle, because everything changes. So even your karmic has got to come to an end. So it'll come in for a certain period of time, but as soon as it hits that threshold of there you go, then it releases and you move into another times frame. And that's what happens with us as people. So if we think we're just going to come to earth, have the one husband, have the one child, live the one life, do the one job, be the one person, then you die, then earth is school. What have you learned? What have you learned in that? You haven't really learned very much, and that's why these changes come in. These changes come in not to wreck your life or make you feel like you're living in havoc, but to enable you to shift emotions, blocked emotions, work on yourself, grow yourself. And self is what's important, because your higher self is what's leading the way. So you just need to make sure that we are listening to our guidance, listening to our intuition. And if our intuition is guiding us in a way that's saying we need to make changes, then it's not saying can you, it's going to make us make them changes. So it's how painful we want them changes to be, because the more we hold on to these changes, the more painful these changes become. So it's about allowing ourselves to take them steps, and allowing our higher self to be the guidance that we need it to be. And we are just basically becoming the observers, and I will talk about that in another video, about the spiritual awakening and how we're the observers, but also the higher self. So for the higher self to take the lead in life, it's about us just observing, listening, and putting in these actions when they're required to do so. Now the higher self is for your greatest good, and that's why we're stripping back these layers. That's why we're going back to the beginning. That's why we are going back to basics, is because we are able then to become and be the person that we should have been when we were put on this earth. And we can be our greatest person for our greatest good. And that's, like I said, why we might have to change jobs, we might have to change homes, we might have to change career paths, we might have to change every little bit about us. But for me, I've always been a very materialistic person. Everything has been about money. Now I'm not saying that's completely gone away, because it hasn't, but it is getting better. It is getting better, where my focus isn't just how much can I earn and what can I spend it on. I've now become, do I really need that? I don't really want that. I'm too busy in meditation. I'm too busy doing other things than working as hard as I can to try and have lots and lots of things. So letting the higher self do the walk of life is going to help us get to our greatest good, and it'll also help us when we come to this evolution, because this is going to take place quite soon. like I say, I'm not sure when, and I just can't wait for it to happen. But this new moons, these energy shifts, planetary shifts, it's happening, guys. It is absolutely happening. So watch this next month. March is going to be a very interesting month for change, and we always say that we go with the season. The new season is spring, so it's time to plant your seeds and watch them grow throughout the summer. So with that then, guys, have a lovely day. Please like, please subscribe, please do leave comments, and I will catch you in another video. Bye for now.